Okay, so I start out this is the third day I've worked him, and I start out the same way every time. He moves, I leave him alone. Because the thing that I noticed about him big time was his hesitation to move when people ask him to move. And it's already the third day, it's gotten better. But every time you ask him to move, not every time, but a lot, when you ask him to move, he would hesitate, like right there. See, this is just a learned behavior. So I'm going to... He's looking at the girls over here. And he can look, but he's got to keep moving with the same velocity. So I'm going to keep doing the same thing until he quits balking when he comes through here. Like that. Definitely like that. Can you guys see it? Okay. Okay, that was the best. So I'll leave him alone. He'll work his mouth when I walk away. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit, roll his hindquarters here, and then let go. Slide down. See, so what he does, as soon as I slide down, okay, he sets his hindquarters to the inside and pulls. So I'm holding and pushing until the knot goes loose, like that right there was nice. Okay, so I slide down. He's pulling on me. Watch his rear end. There it goes, and I leave him alone. So I'm going to teach him that when I slide down the rope, he immediately gives to the knot instead of pulling on it. So watch his rear end. I'm going to slide again. He's pulling on me. There goes his rear end, and I let go. There goes his rear end, and I let. He's hanging on to it now. Okay, so now I've got to keep holding until he really moves it. Better. So now he knows what I'm asking him to do, all right? So when he hesitates like that and holds on to it, he's got intentions behind it. There's a nice one. Okay, there's another nice one. Okay, so here, I'll leave him alone. So after the third day, every time I leave this horse alone, he licks his lips, which tells me we're really communicating. So I'm going to get this down a little bit better.
Eric, can you talk a little bit about how they keep control of their hind feet?
Yes. Okay, so
can you talk a little bit this way?
Sure. Thank you, Michelle. When I slide down, okay, on this particular horse, I'm keeping my belly button back toward the flank. So he'll give to the pressure that I'm putting on him naturally with my life force here, okay? So what he does is he's learned to really bring in his rear end and use it against you. Okay, so watch here. I'm going to slide down and just hold here, and he's already learning just to move that hindquarter out of the way, and I'm going to leave him alone. But this guy here, as much as any horse that I have trained in the last 10 years, hangs on to his rear end, but he's getting over it quickly. That whenever anything happened that he wasn't sure of or didn't want to happen, he'd hold on to his rear end, bring it to the inside to defend himself or to take off. And so to get him to let his hair down and to get control of it and let him know you're the boss, but in a nice way, you've got to get those back feet moving away from him. And he's picking up on that every... So watch when he hits the end of the rope. The rear end is already going out. Look at it. So now he's going to start using it against me a little bit, and he's going to start hitting into the rope and stopping and going, aren't I pretty? But I'm going to move him on. Okay? But every time he grabs control of his rear end, which you can see that he's starting to step under. Look at his back feet. He's already starting to round for me. Okay? Which is basically moving with respect, giving his rear end up to be used in a positive way. Okay, so now with that said, I'm going to go ahead and hind quarter. There goes the hind quarter right there. There it is. And then I'm going to go sideways with him. There it is, and I let go. Okay, his rear end came. As soon as I went sideways, you saw him bring his rear end down. He gets in the rope and he says, "It's such a habit, but I didn't mean it." He gave right away. It's a habit for him. He does it without even thinking about it. Okay, watch the rear end give. Okay, there it goes. So we're going to go sideways. Okay. Now I'm going to 4/4. Asking for energy and then leave him alone. This horse barely hits the ground when he wants to. He's so elegant. Okay, let's move his hindquarters over. There they are. Let's go sideways. That was easy. Okay, let's 4/4. There's the hesitation that he's going to hear from me every time. Look at him lick his lips. Look at his rear end away from me. Look at that. So now, a hind quarter, I don't have to even slide down the rope. All I got to do is lean. He'll do it. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Third day. See, this is what I was just talking about, how trainable this breed is. This horse has not had a fair shake, and he's just spot on. Look at that. Watch the rear end. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and 4/4 him. I'm going to get rid of this hesitation in this fight. Okay, so instead of forcing him, like we talked about yesterday, I'm going to side pass him. Every time he fights with me, look, he's hanging on to his rear end right now. Look at his rear end. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've got to move that over. There it goes. There it goes again. Okay, now we can 4/4. He says no thank you. He held on to his rear end. So I'm going to move it, go sideways again. Offer the 4/4. Okay, now he's going to take it. I want energy, and I'm going to leave him alone. He's going to walk away. He's going to work his mouth for me. I'm going to start out to the right this time. Okay, I'm going to move his hindquarters over. There they go. Push him sideways. There he goes. 4/4. I don't want the hesitation. Okay. Too much hesitation. Get your rear end and get it going. Okay. He knew I was serious about going that time because he just messing with me. Hesitation's challenging in the horse, especially with a Mustang. Okay, hindquarter. Sideways. I'm going to start getting a little bit more serious with him here. And move. Double his speed. Okay, so we're going to start doubling his speed a little bit. Hindquarter. Very small. There's another one. He's hanging on to it a little bit. There's sideways. Okay, let's do a 4/4, and I want him taken off. There we go. And I'll walk away. So with this guy here, I want to make friends as quick as possible. So when he gives me energy, I leave him alone. He wants to come and get loved on, so he's asking permission. So I'm going to politely invite him in. So what I've been doing with him is asking after I get something good, is asking for a front, give me his front foot. If he steps on it, I back him off of it. Back him off of it, and just keep asking. until he gives it to me. Then leave him alone. So after I pick up his foot and give him back his foot, he has a habit of leaning into me, so I drop it and walk away, because I don't want to have to correct him on that right now. So the biggest difference in day 3 and day 1 is his willingness to move forward. Okay, day 1, when he wanted to move, no problem. When it was your idea to ask him to move, he hesitated like, you want some of this? Are you really serious? And there's where you have to get real serious about moving, okay? I want some hindquarter. Okay, then I'm going to go forequarter. So I'm going to take the sideways out of it unless I have to. I wanted to double his speed. There he goes. Let the rope out and leave him alone. Okay, so there's the hindquarter. Let's do a forequarter and watch. He's going to give me plenty of energy. Look at that. All right. So that is by far the best one. He wants to come to me. So I'm going to slide down, slowly bring him to me. Love on him some. He doesn't like his ears being full with, so I'm just going to work my way up here. Alright. So now instead of asking to pick up his foot, I'm going to start bending. So I want him to touch my side right there. Okay? When he touches my side, my hip, I'm going to let him go. I don't want that. I don't want him to crowd me with that foot. I'm going to have to correct that if he does it again. Okay? He's just nervous. So watch, I'm going to do this until that white foot goes in front of the other one. In front, not like that. Then I'll leave him alone. All right, so work his mouth for me there. I don't want him backing away from me in fear. I want to teach him something when he does that. Okay. So come over here again. Ask him to give. I don't want that white foot stepping toward me like it just did. Let him go. Okay, that time he didn't step it toward me. This is all about trust and bending his head around. That's nice right here. Hold him a little bit here. And then I want a mental give right here. I want a mental give. There it is. Okay. Leave him alone. So I'm going to do this until he takes his head away from me a little bit more polite than what he's doing. Take it away slow. Okay, I'm waiting for a mental give right here. There it is. Okay. So I'm just going to keep asking until he either keeps his head here or slowly takes it away. Taking it away quickly is just a lack of trust. It's not a lack of respect right now. He doesn't know any better. It's just a lack of trust. Okay, that time he kept it there a little bit. Watch the white foot. I want the white foot to step in front of the other one. I don't want him backing away and being evasive. There. Do that again.
And counter turn is very dominant.
Counter turn is big time. Okay, let's do it again. See? I don't want the backing up. I definitely don't want that. I'll leave him alone. He's going to work his mouth in here again for me. Big stuff. Okay? I'm going to do it again. I don't want him to leave. I just want him to move that white foot in front of the other one. Timing is so important. Okay? As soon as he moves it, I'll leave him alone. He's going to work his mouth again here for me, but he's coming right back. Coming right back is a good thing. He's just like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. Better. Look, he didn't need that one. Look at this mount, big kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to come back now. I've got another tool. Okay, all this is going to get his head, get him to quit being so jerky and head shot. Got to be careful. Okay, bring his head back around. These are all trust maneuvers here. He wants to step toward me with that white foot so bad and be evasive here. Here, I'm looking for the mental give. Watch this, guys. The mental give. Watch him here. He's thinking, should I jerk my head away from him or should I come to the inside? I don't want that foot stepping toward me. Try it again. A lot of resistance here. Okay, here's the mental give. Watch it. Okay, he took his head away nice and slow. There's a nice mental give. Look at that slow away. Didn't even take it all the way away here. So I'm going to come in and ask him, rubbing. I'm going to ask him for his foot. Look, and take the weight off of it. Okay. Take the weight off of it. If he doesn't, I'm going to help him out by backing him up just a step. I'm not going to force it, put a rope around his leg or anything like that. He's standing on it here, so I got to be careful. Once he gives it here, I'll ask him again. He gives it to me, and I walk away. He's following me slow right there. He's starting to just get some endorphins, you know. He wants to put his head down in the worst way. There, it's down a little bit, but I'm going to stand right here until he drops his head a little for me. He's had his head up since I've been here, come in today. If he doesn't drop it within the next minute or so, I'm going to move him a little bit. His eyes are getting a little droopy. Even if he dropped his head 6 inches right now, it'd just be trust, okay? Just nature tells him, don't do it. Stay alert, don't trust him. Okay, there it goes a little bit. There it goes, a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to just walk away and leave him alone. Follow me nice and slow. Okay, so I'm going to push him sideways until his head comes down. That's the last thing I'm going to do with him today. Good. Going sideways gets them to round their back, gets them to use their hind legs, gets them to want to drop their head. I don't want him doing this. I don't want him just facing me. He may get a little mad or be pushing him off. It's like, you know, how about just... But I want to see his head come down a little bit today. Day 3, it's time for him to release his head just a tad. Okay, look at the hindquarters holding on to it. Look at him holding on to it. Sideways. And let him go. Stay with this here until he drops his head some. Hind quarter. Slide down, hold. Wait for the hind end to release. Here it goes. A little sideways, hind end again. As soon as he grabs onto the hind end, I'm going to push it again. Let him go. Okay, that one was big. There was a lot of release there. Good. Okay, there goes the head even more. There goes even more. So that's getting close to level-headed for the first time I've been around him. So I'm going to get him level-headed, and then I'm going to leave him alone through there. There goes the rear end. 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 There goes the hind quarter again. Leave him alone. Move his hind quarters over. There they go. Go sideways. Sideways. So when I ask him to go sideways, he hangs on. He brings his hind quarters back to the inside. So I'm going to just do this until he doesn't do it as much. There we go. Couple more times. There's the hind quarter. Hind quarter. Hind quarter. Sideways and let him go. That throwing his nose up in the air is him just, he wants me to come in, he wants to come into him. And I'm asking him to do something different. And he's, yeah, I like this right here. That's pretty darn nice. See the head throwing up in the air like that? That's disapproval of me sending him off again. How about a little loving? This horse deserves this kind of patience, though, you know. This is way overkill for a lot of people, but that's okay. I'm doing it for this guy here. I want him to be able to drop his head around a human.
And not out of exhaustion, by relaxation.
Yes, good point. So I'm picking my energy up when I'm asking him for the hind quarter and the sideways. Then when he leaves, I'm bringing my energy down, letting it run out of the bottom of my feet. I could get a whip in here and get this accomplished in 10 minutes, but that's not what I'm after. I could throw the rope over his back until he dropped his head, but that's not what I'm after. I'm after him to relax his head. That muscle underneath his neck is always engorged with blood from pushing his head up instead of letting him hang. Okay? And that right now, that muscle is starting to go away. The blood is starting to bleed. That neck is not as swollen as it normally is. There's the hind quarter. There's the sideways. Watch him throw his head up a little bit, disapproval. Leave him alone. I love it. He started blowing right now. Okay, he got close there. I want him to realize what it's like to go through it, to release adrenaline and go through some endorphins. Watch the hindquarter. This can be like watching paint dry, but again, this horse is worth it. They're as level-headed as you can get that I've had since I've been working with him. This is, right here, is one time that I let the rope slide through my hand instead of dropping. Because just dropping it will upset the thought process. So watch here, I'm going to hindquarter, sideways, hindquarter, sideways, and let the rope slide through my hand as he leaps, instead of just dropping the rope. All right, that's a good place to stop. Level-headed. I could keep going, but that's good enough for today. So I'm getting him to relax, making friends. The communication I'm asking with him is very, very defined. Just move. I leave you alone. Do this, and I leave you alone. See that? That's going to go away. It's going to take some time. That's just mistrust. So because of the way he acted when I came up here, I'm going to have to bend his head a couple more times. I don't want to end on that. He hasn't worked his lips in a while. Instead of stepping toward me with his front end, he moved his rear end away. That's good. He knows I don't want that white foot coming toward me. So smart. I had to just four-quarter. I had to work on a four-quarter with him here. He's got some tension. I want one more good tension release. Dropping his head or working his mouth. There we go. That's a pretty good release there. All right, we're done. Thank you, hon.